Paying their taxes. And Rachel, you leaned on this. Do people really not pay their property taxes? I was under the impression, and again, I'm playing the devil's advocate here. I was under the impression that when I bought my house, this beautiful house we live in today, my mortgage and my property taxes were connected. Like, okay, I got a mortgage, I got a property tax. When I pay my mortgage, the property tax is included. It's got some funky stuff going on with escrow, but whatever that is, I don't have to worry about paying my property tax. And the mortgage company is never, ever, 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 ever going to let my property tax go unpaid. Is that true?
No. So I won't engineer it. I'm going to say no. No. The thing is that you'd be surprised at how many properties are not in escrow. And so, or you have scenarios where people have second homes and they're not in escrow. And so, there's a multitude of reasons why, people don't pay their property taxes. A lot of time it's, oops, I forgot. Because they're not in escrow, and so there's these second homes, or you'll have scenarios where mortgages were paid off, and it's and that house is paid off, and then they're out of escrow, and like property taxes have to continue. It's not like once you're done with your mortgage, the property taxes are like, oh, you don't have to pay this anymore. So there's many reasons, but no, they're probably, and Brian, maybe you know this percentage, I don't, but because we see so many liens on lists, or property delinquencies in every county across the country, more so than not, they're not in escrow. Wow. That's why they go forgotten and end up delinquent more times than not, which is great for an investor in some ways, because most of the time it's like that, oops, they'll get the notice and like, hey, reminder, and you'll earn your interest and boom, done. And that's kind of the bonus of the lien side of things. So, that's a good thing in some ways, right. But from an investor perspective, but yeah,
there's even a surprisingly or probably alarmingly is probably a better word for it, quantity of properties that do have a mortgage and there is likely an escrow in place that still go delinquent and end up in a tax sale list. Even the banks and the lenders aren't perfect. Things slip through the cracks. I know a friend that she had moved and she continued to get. It wasn't even her property anymore. She sold it, but there was a disconnect at the county when they went to record that, and she was still receiving the bills, and eventually she got a tax lien notice, and she was kind enough to reach out to the county and tell them, hey, I am not the owner anymore. You need to reach out to the new owner. Here's their address. Well, that new owner had no clue. Stuff like that happens all the time, or more often than you think, of why things end up on the tax sale list.
And that's a great point, Brian, because that's the recording process, right? And that comes back to the county levels.